The phone rang in the middle of a celebration. Dominic Kane stood in his penthouse boardroom, surrounded by men in expensive suits, champagne glasses raised high. $500 million. That is what they were celebrating. The biggest deal of his career. His phone buzzed on the marble table. Unknown number. He almost declined it. Something in his gut told him to answer. Dominic. The voice on the other end was shaking. It was a woman's voice. Strained, older, unfamiliar yet somehow known. Who is this? His tone was clipped. Impatient. It is Alina Frost. The room tilted. The champagne glass in his hand suddenly felt too heavy. That name, that voice, 16 years of silence shattered in 3 words. We need to talk. Her voice cracked. I have nothing to say to you. He turned away from the executives who were now staring at him. Then do not say anything. Just listen. Ivy and Isla. They were in a car accident. He froze. Who are Ivy and Isla? Daughters. The words came out like a punch to his chest. They are bleeding out. They need blood. A rare type. AB negative. Your type. His hand began to tremble. The champagne glass slipped from his fingers and shattered against the marble floor. The sound echoed through the silent boardroom. What are you talking about? I do not have children. You do. And if you do not come to City General Hospital in the next 2 hours, you will not. Ever. The line went dead. If you have ever wondered whether some mistakes can truly be forgiven, stay with me. And if this story grips you like it gripped me, hit that like button now and subscribe to Love and Twilights. You will see why. Dominic stood frozen in his boardroom. The executives stared at him. Glass shards glittered on the marble floor like broken stars. His assistant Marcus approached cautiously. Sir, is everything all right? Dominic did not answer. He could not answer. His mind was racing. Daughters, Alina, 16 years. The words did not make sense. They could not make sense. Cancel the rest of the day. His voice came out hoarse. He grabbed his jacket and headed for the door. But sir, the contracts need your signature. Dominic turned. His face was pale, his eyes distant. For the first time in his career, business was not his priority. I said cancel everything. He walked out. The elevator ride down from the 42nd floor felt like an eternity. His reflection stared back at him in the polished steel doors. 42 years old, billionaire, CEO of Kane Enterprises, and possibly a father. The word felt foreign in his mind. Father. His driver was waiting outside. City General Hospital. Now. The driver nodded and pulled into traffic. Dominic sat in the back seat, his hands clasped together so tightly his knuckles turned white. He tried to remember Alina's face. It had been 16 years. 16 years since she left him, since she broke his heart with a letter that said he would never be enough. Or so he thought. The city blurred past his window. He pulled out his phone and opened his photos. Scrolled back, way back, there, a picture he had never deleted, even though he told himself 1,000 times he should. Alina at 24, her dark hair falling over her shoulders, her smile bright and real. Been at a park. She was laughing at something he said. He could not remember what, but he remembered how she looked at him, like he was her whole world. Then she was gone. The hospital came into view. A massive concrete building with too many windows and not enough warmth. The car stopped at the emergency entrance. Dominic stepped out. The automatic doors slid open. Fluorescent lights, the smell of antiseptic, nurses moving quickly. Somewhere a machine was beeping steadily. He approached the front desk. A young nurse looked up. I am here for Ivy and Isla Frost. Are you family? The question hung in the air. Was he family? He did not know these girls. Did not know if they even existed until 10 minutes ago. I am their father. The words felt strange leaving his mouth. The nurse typed something into her computer. ICU, 3rd floor, room 312. Dominic headed for the elevator. His heart was pounding. The elevator doors opened on the 3rd floor. The ICU was quieter than the emergency room, more controlled, but the tension in the air was thick. He walked down the hallway. Room 312. He stopped in front of the door. Through the small window, he could see her. Alina. She was sitting in a chair, her face in her hands. She looked older, tired, but still her. Still the woman he once loved, the woman he thought had destroyed him. He pushed the door open. She looked up. Her eyes were red, swollen from crying. When she saw him, something flickered across her face. Relief. Fear. Anger. All at once. You came. Her voice was barely a whisper. You said they were dying. They are. She stood up slowly. Behind her, through another glass window, he could see 2 hospital beds. 2 figures lying still, too still. Where are they? He moved toward the window. Alina stepped in front of him. Wait, before you see them, you need to understand something. Understand what? They do not know I called you. They do not know you exist. Not really. What does that mean? It means I told them their father did not know about them, that we lost touch before I found out I was pregnant. And that is the truth. Alina's jaw tightened. Is it? You left me. You sent me a letter. I never sent you anything. The words hit him like a slap. He pulled out his phone, scrolled through his photos again, found the image he had kept all these years. A photo of a handwritten letter. He showed it to her. Then, what is this? Alina took the phone. Read the letter. Her face went pale. I did not write this. Your handwriting. She shook her head. Look closer. The A in my name. I never write it like that. I use a sharp point. This is looped. Dominic stared at the letter, at the signature, Alina. He had looked at this letter 1,000 times, memorized every word, every curve of every letter. But now, looking at it with fresh eyes, he saw it. The A was wrong. If you did not write this, then who did? Before Alina could answer, a doctor appeared in the doorway. Miss Frost. We need the donor now. Dominic turned. I am here. The doctor looked him up and down. You are Dominic Kane. Yes. And you are AB negative. Yes. The doctor gestured toward the room where the 2 girls lay. Come with me. Dominic followed. Alina stayed close behind. They entered the room. The beeping of machines grew louder. 2 beds, 2 identical girls, 16 years old, pale, blood-soaked bandages wrapped around their arms and heads, IV lines running into their veins. Dominic stopped breathing. He moved closer to the first bed. The girl's face was turned toward him. Even unconscious, even pale and broken, he saw it. She had his eyes, the same sharp green, the same intensity. He turned to the second bed. This girl's face was softer. She looked more like Alina, but her jawline, the shape of her chin, that was his. These are my daughters. It was not a question. It was a statement, a truth that settled into his bones like lead. Yes, Alina stood beside him. Ivy and Isla. Ivy, Isla. He repeated the names, tested them on his tongue. The doctor cleared his throat. Mr. Kane, we do not have much time. The girls have a rare condition. Chimerism. Their blood is rejecting standard transfusions. We need a direct genetic match. If you are their biological father and you share their blood type, you might be the only chance they have. Dominic could not take his eyes off the girls. His girls. Daughters he did not know existed. Daughters who were dying. What do you need me to do? Come with me. The doctor led him to a small room adjacent to the ICU. A nurse was already preparing the equipment. Dominic sat in the chair, rolled up his sleeve. The needle went in. He barely felt it. His mind was too full, too loud. Alina stood in the doorway watching him. How long have I been a father? She was quiet for a long moment. Since the day you left, the words were simple, but they cut deeper than any blade. I did not leave. You did. No. I went to see my mother. She was dying. I was gone for 4 days. When I came back, you were gone. Your number was disconnected. The locks were changed. I tried everything to reach you. I never changed my number. Yes, you did. Or someone did. Dominic stared at her. The pieces were not fitting together. But something was starting to form in his mind. Something dark and ugly. Who had access to my phone, my apartment, my life? Alina's expression hardened. You tell me. The nurse finished filling the second blood bag. This should be enough for both girls. The doctor took the bags and rushed them into the ICU. Dominic and Alina watched through the glass as the nurses hooked the blood to the IV lines. The process was quick, efficient. Now all they could do was wait. Dominic stood slowly. His arm ached where the needle had been, but it was nothing compared to the ache in his chest. Tell me about them. Alina looked at him. Tears were streaming down her face now. She did not bother wiping them away. Ivy is fierce. She is the protector, top of her class, debate team captain. She does not let anyone push her around. And Yla is soft, creative. She paints, writes poetry. She is the dreamer. Do they ask about me? Alina hesitated. Yla used to. When she was younger, she would ask where her father was, why he was not there. I told her you did not know about them, that we lost touch. She accepted it. But Ivy stopped asking when she was 10. She decided if you did not want to be found, she did not want you. Dominic felt something break inside him. My own daughter hates me. She does not hate you. She hates the idea of you. That is worse. Alina sat down in one of the waiting room chairs. Dominic sat beside her. The silence stretched between them. 16 years of silence. Why did you call me now, after all this time? Because they were dying, and I had no choice. She looked at him. Her eyes were hollow. Exhausted. You are AB negative. So am I. But I have a blood clotting disorder. I cannot donate. You were the only option. So this was not about me. It was about them. It has always been about the mum. Fair enough. They sat in silence. The minutes ticked by. An hour passed, then another. Finally, the doctor emerged. The transfusion is working. Their vitals are stabilizing. Alina collapsed back in her chair, relief flooding her face. Dominic closed his eyes. Thank God. The doctor continued. They are not out of the woods yet, but this gives them a fighting chance. You saved their lives, Mr. Kane. Dominic nodded. He did not feel like a hero. He felt like a ghost. A man who had missed 16 years of life. Can I see them? The doctor hesitated. They are still unconscious. It might be a while before they wake up. I will wait. The doctor nodded and walked away. Alina stood. I need to call my boss. Let him know I will not be in for a while. You still work? Of course I still work. How do you think I raised 2 daughters alone? The accusation in her voice was clear. Dominic did not argue. She walked down the hall, phone to her ear. He stayed in the waiting room, staring at the door to room 312. After a while, Alina came back. She sat down, did not look at him. Where do you work? I am a social worker. I help kids in the foster system. You always wanted to do that. I did. And I do. Silence again. Alina, what? I need to know what happened. All of it. She sighed. It is a long story. We have time. Alina leaned back, closed her eyes. Fine, but do not interrupt me. Dominic nodded. It was March of 2008. You were 26. Broke, trying to build your company from nothing. I was 24, working at a nonprofit. We were engaged, living in that tiny apartment in Brooklyn. I remember. You were stressed. The business was failing. You were drowning in debt. Then your mentor introduced you to Vanessa Hale. Dominic's jaw tightened at the name. Vanessa, she offered you a lifeline, an investment, a merger. I did not trust her. You told me that. You did not listen. I needed the money. I know. Alina opened her eyes. Anyway, My mom got sick. Cancer. I went to stay with her for a few days. Tried to call you every night, but you were always in meetings. On the fourth day, my mom died. Alina, I did not know. I know. Because when I came back to Brooklyn, you were gone. I went to the apartment. My key did not work. I called your phone. Disconnected. I went to your office. Security turned me away. That does not make sense. It did not make sense to me either, so I kept trying. I sent emails. They bounced back. I wrote you a physical letter, told you about my mom, told you I loved you, told you I needed you. I never got it. I know, because 2 weeks later, I saw you in a magazine. Page 6. You and Vanessa Hale, engaged. Dominic's stomach turned. That was not real. It was for optics. Investor confidence. It was a ring on her finger, Dominic. It was business. It was a betrayal. He had no response to that. Alina continued. So I stopped trying. I moved on. Or I tried to. Then I found out I was pregnant, and you did not tell me. How could I? You blocked me from your life. You were engaged to another woman. What was I supposed to do? Show up at your office with a baby bump and beg? Yes, Alina laughed. It was a bitter sound. You do not get to be angry about this. You do not get to make me the villain. I am not. Then stop looking at me like I stole something from you. Dominic stood, paced the small waiting room. His mind was racing. Vanessa. It always came back to Vanessa. When did you break up with her? Alina blinked. What? Vanessa, when did you end the engagement? We were never really engaged. Not emotionally. It was a business arrangement. I ended it 5 years ago when I realized she was embezzling from the company. Alina stared at him. She was stealing from you. For years. I found out by accident. Fired her. Bought out her shares. She threatened to sue, but I had evidence. Did she? No. She disappeared for a while. Moved to Europe. Last I heard, she was back in New York. Dominic stopped pacing. Why? Why what? Why are you asking about Vanessa? Because I think she is the reason we are here. What do you mean? Alina stood, pulled out her own phone, scrolled through photos. One, showed it to Dominic. It was a picture of a woman, blonde, beautiful, cold eyes. That is Vanessa. I know. I took this photo 16 years ago. The day I came back from my mother's funeral, I saw you with her outside your office. She looked right at me, smiled, like she knew. Dominic felt his blood run cold. She knew you were there. I think so. And she never told me. Why would she? I was in her way. The truth settled over them like a heavy fog. Vanessa. She had orchestrated everything. The letter. The disconnected phone. The blocked emails. She had destroyed their relationship. And she had done it so seamlessly that neither of them questioned it. Until now. Dominic sat down, put his head in his hands. I need to see her. Vanessa. Yes. Why? Because I need to hear her say it. Dominic. What? Our daughters are in that room fighting for their lives. Vanessa can wait. She was right. He knew she was right, but the rage building in his chest needed an outlet. Fine. But after they wake up, after I know they are okay, I am going to find her, and I am going to make her answer for this. Alina nodded. Good, because I want to be there when you do. They sat together, waiting. The hours blurred. Nurses came and went. The doctor checked on the girls every 30 minutes. Their vitals continued to improve. Color was returning to their faces. The beeping of the heart monitors steadied. It was close to midnight when Alina finally fell asleep in her chair. Dominic stayed awake. He could not sleep, could not stop staring at the door to room 312. His daughters were behind that door. Daughters who did not know him. Daughters who might hate him. He stood, walked to the door, pushed it open quietly. The room was dim. only the glow of the machines. He approached the first bed. Ivy, the fierce one. Her dark hair was spread across the pillow. She looked peaceful, younger than 16, vulnerable. He moved to the second bed. Isla, the dreamer. Her face was turned toward the window. Even in sleep, she looked thoughtful. I am sorry. He whispered the words. I am so sorry I was not there. Neither girl moved, but saying the words out loud made them real, made his regret real. He stayed there for a long time, just watching them breathe, watching their chests rise and fall. Proof that they were alive, that he had not lost them before he even got the chance to know them. Eventually, he went back to the waiting room. Alina was still asleep. He sat beside her, closed his eyes, and for the first time in 16 years, Dominic Kane prayed. He prayed to a God he was not sure he believed in. Prayed that these girls would wake up, that they would be okay, that he would get a chance to be the father he never knew he was supposed to be. Morning came slowly. The sun filtered through the hospital windows. Alina woke up, stretched, looked at Dominic. You did not sleep. No, you should. I will. Later, the doctor appeared. Good news. Ivy is waking up. Alina stood immediately. Dominic followed her into the room. Ivy's eyes were fluttering. Her fingers twitched. Then her eyes opened. Unfocused at first, then sharpening. She turned her head, saw Alina. Mom, Alina rushed to her side. I am here, baby. I am here. Isla. Where is Isla? She is okay, right next to you. Ivy turned her head, saw her sister in the next bed, still unconscious but breathing. Then her eyes landed on Dominic. She frowned. Who is that? Alina hesitated. This is Dominic. He donated blood. You needed a rare type. He was a match. Ivy stared at him. Her eyes were sharp, calculating. So, a stranger saved my life. Not exactly. Alina's voice was soft. Then who is he? Alina looked at Dominic. He stepped forward, cleared his throat. I am your father. The room went silent. The only sound was the beeping of the heart monitor. Ivy's expression did not change. She just stared at him for a long, painful moment. Then she laughed. It was a harsh sound, bitter. You are kidding. I am not. Ivy looked at Alina. Mom, tell me he is kidding. He is not. Ivy's face twisted. Anger, hurt, betrayal, all at once. No, no. You do not get to show up now. You do not get to call yourself my father. Ivy, please. Get out. Ivy, I said get out. Her heart monitor started beeping faster. The nurse rushed in. You need to calm down. Not until he leaves. Dominic held up his hands. Okay, I will go. He walked out, stood in the hallway. He could hear Ivy crying, could hear Alina trying to calm her down. He leaned against the wall, closed his eyes. This was going to be harder than he thought. Inside the room, Alina held Ivy's hand. Sweetheart, you need to breathe. Why did you call him? Because you were dying, and I had no other choice. You should have let me die. Do not say that. I mean it. I do not want him here. I do not want his blood in my veins. Ivy, where has he been for 16 years, Mom? Where was he when I asked about him? When Isla cried herself to sleep, wondering why we were not good enough, Alina's throat tightened. It is complicated. It always is. No, listen to me. He did not know about you. I tried to tell him, but we were separated. He thought I left him. I thought he left me. So what? You are both idiots. Alina could not help it. She smiled. Yes, we were. Ivy wiped her eyes. I do not forgive him. I am not asking you to. Good, but he saved your life. Ivy looked away. I did not ask him to. I know. They sat in silence. The nurse finished checking Ivy's vitals and left. Ivy looked at her sister. When will she wake up? Soon. The doctor said her body just needs more time. She has always been the slow one. Alina laughed softly. Yes, she has. Ivy closed her eyes. I am tired. Then, sleep. Will he be here when I wake up? Probably. Tell him not to talk to me. I will. Ivy drifted off. Alina stood. Walked out into the hallway. Dominic was sitting on the floor, back against the wall. He looked up when he saw her. She hates me. Yes. Can you blame her? No. Alina sat down beside him. She is hurt, confused, angry. Give her time. How much time? I do not know. Years, maybe. Dominic exhaled. I do not have years. Why not? Because they are 16. In 2 years, they will be adults. They will leave. And I will have missed everything. You already missed everything. The words stung, but they were true. I know. They sat together in the hallway. Hospital staff walked past. A patient in a wheelchair. A family bringing flowers. Life continued around them. But for Dominic, everything had stopped. Alina. What? Thank you. What? For calling me. Even though you did not want to. Even though it would have been easier not to. Thank you for giving me a chance to save them. Alina looked at him. You did not do it for them. You did it for you. Maybe, but they are alive. That is what matters. Yes, that is what matters. They sat in silence until the sun was high in the sky. Until the doctor came out and told them Isla was waking up. This time, Dominic stayed in the hallway. He watched through the window as Isla opened her eyes. As Alina hugged her, as Ivy reached across the space between their beds to hold her sister's hand. He was on the outside looking in, and he had no one to blame but himself. And Vanessa. He pulled out his phone, scrolled through his contacts, found the number for Marcus. I need you to find someone for me. Who? Vanessa Hale. Sir, I thought you cut ties with her. I did, but I need to see her. Is everything all right? No, everything is not all right. Just find her. Yes, sir. Dominic hung up. He stared through the window at his daughters, at Alina, at the life he should have had, the life Vanessa stole from him. And he made a silent promise. He would fix this. He would make Vanessa answer for what she did, and he would earn his daughter's forgiveness, even if it took the rest of his life. Inside the hospital room, Isla was sitting up slowly. Her eyes were clearer than Ivy's had been. Less anger, more confusion. She looked at her mother. What happened? You were in a car accident. Do you remember? Isla thought for a moment. We were driving home from school. Ivy was arguing with someone on the phone. Then there was a truck. It ran a red light. Ivy squeezed her sister's hand. I am sorry. I should have been paying attention. It was not your fault. Alina stroked Isla's hair. You are both safe now. That is all that matters. Isla looked around the room. The doctors said we needed a special blood type. We found a donor. Who? Alina hesitated. Through the window, Isla could see a man standing in the hallway. Tall, expensive suit. He was staring at them. Who is that? That is the donor. Isla studied him. There was something familiar about his face. The shape of his jaw, his eyes. She had seen those eyes before. In her mirror. Mom, who is he really? Alina took a deep breath. His name is Dominic Kane, and he is your father. Ivy made a sound. Here we go. But Isla did not react with anger. She just kept staring at him through the glass. He is real. Yes. I thought you said he did not know about us. He did not. I called him because of the accident. Because you needed his blood. And he came. Yes. Isla was quiet for a long time. Then she said something that broke Alina's heart. I knew he would. Sweetheart. I used to dream about him. About what he looked like. What his voice sounded like. I painted him once. From my imagination, I remember. He looks like my painting. Tears filled Alina's eyes. Oh, baby. Can I meet him? Ivy sat up straighter. Isla, do not. I want to. He does not deserve it. Maybe not. But I deserve to know him. Ivy looked at her sister. You are too forgiving. And you are too angry. I have a right to be. So do I. But I choose not to be. Alina stood. I will get him. But Ivy, if you want him to leave, just say the word. I want him to leave. Isla looked at her sister. Please, just 5 minutes. Ivy crossed her arms. Fine, 5 minutes. Then he goes. Alina walked into the hallway. Dominic stood immediately. Isla wants to meet you. His eyes widened. She does. Yes, but Ivy is still angry. So, be careful. I will. Dominic followed Alina into the room. He stood at the foot of the beds. Both girls staring at him. Ivy with hostility. Isla with curiosity. Hello. His voice came out rough, uncertain. Isla spoke first. Hi. Silence. Dominic cleared his throat. I am Dominic. I know. Mom told us. More silence. How are you feeling? Isla smiled slightly. Like I got hit by a truck. You did. I know. It was a joke. Oh. Right. Ivy rolled her eyes. This is painful to watch. Dominic looked at her. I am sorry. For what? Being awkward. Being absent. Being a coward. Pick one. Ivy. Alina's voice was sharp. No, Mom. He needs to hear this. Ivy turned to Dominic. You do not get to show up and play dad. You do not get to be part of our lives just because you donated some blood. I understand. Do you? Do you understand what it was like growing up without a father? Do you understand what it was like watching Mom work 3 jobs so we could have a roof over our heads? Do you understand what it was like being the only kids at school without a dad at the father-daughter dance? Dominic's throat tightened. No, I do not. Exactly. So do not stand there and act like you care. But I do care. You do not even know us. Then let me. Ivy laughed bitterly. Why? So you can feel better about yourself, so you can check the box that says, good father. No. Because you are my daughters. And I did not know, but now I do, and I cannot walk away. Watch me make you. Ivy. Isla's voice was soft but firm. Stop. Ivy looked at her sister. Why are you defending him? I am not, but I'm not attacking him either. He deserves it. Maybe, but what does that get us? More anger, more pain. We have lived with that our whole lives. I am tired of it. So what? You are just going to forgive him. I did not say that, but I want to know him. I want to hear his side. There is no side. He was not there. End of story. It is not that simple. Yes, it is. Girls. Alina stepped between them. That is enough. You are both recovering from a major accident. Save your energy. Ivy lay back against her pillow. Whatever. Do what you want, Isla. But do not expect me to play happy family. I do not. Isla turned to Dominic. Can you sit? He looked at Alina. She nodded. He pulled a chair close to Isla's bed. Ivy turned her head away, refused to look at him. What do you want to know? Dominic asked. Everything. But let us start simple. What is your favorite color? He blinked. Green. Mine too. What about food? Italian. Same. Music. I do not listen to much music anymore. Why not? I got busy. Work. Life. That is sad. It is. Isla studied him. You look tired. I am. When was the last time you slept? I do not remember. You should rest. So should you. I will. But I have been unconscious for hours. You have been awake. Fair point. From the other bed, Ivy muttered. This is ridiculous. Isla ignored her. Can I ask you something serious? Of course. Why did you never look for us? Dominic exhaled slowly. Because I did not know you existed. Mom said that. But how? How do you not know? Because I thought your mother left me. I thought she did not want me anymore. Did you love her? Very much. Then why did you not fight for her? The question hung in the air. Dominic looked at Alina. She was watching him, waiting, because I was young, and stupid, and heartbroken, and someone I trusted told me to let her go. Who? A woman named Vanessa Hale. Ivy turned her head at that. Who is she? Someone who destroyed my life, and I did not even realize it until today. Alina stepped forward. We think she forged a breakup letter. Made it look like I wrote it. She had access to Dominic's phone and email. She intercepted my messages. So, she is the reason we grew up without a father. Isla's voice was quiet. Yes. Where is she now? I do not know, but I am going to find out. Why? Because she needs to answer for what she did. Ivy sat up. Good. I want to meet her. Absolutely not. Alina said. Why not? Because she is dangerous. I do not care. She ruined our lives. I want to look her in the eye. Ivy. No. Mom. Yes. Dominic stood. She is right. Everyone turned to look at him. If Vanessa did this, they deserve to face her, to hear the truth from her own mouth. Alina shook her head. They are 16. They just survived a car accident. They do not need more trauma. This is not trauma. This is closure. You do not get to make that call. Why not? I am their father. The words came out before he could stop them. The room went silent. Alina's face flushed with anger. You have been their father for 2 days. I have been their mother for 16 years. Do not pull rank on me. I am not. I am just saying they have a right to know the whole truth. They know the truth. A woman manipulated you. You believed her. We all paid the price. End of story. It is not the end. Not until she admits it. And then what? She apologizes and everything is fine. No. But at least we will know. Know what? That I am not the villain. That I did not abandon them by choice. Alina stared at him. Is that what this is about? Your guilt? Maybe. Then deal with it on your own time, not theirs. Isla spoke up. Mom, I want to meet her too. Alina turned. Not you too. I need to see her. I need to understand how someone could do this. Sweetheart, some people are just cruel. There is no understanding it. Still, I want to know. Alina looked between her daughters and Dominic. She was outnumbered. Fine. But not now. Not until you are both recovered, and not without me. Agreed, Dominic said. Ivy lay back down. This family is a mess. Isla smiled. At least we are a family. Ivy did not respond, but the corner of her mouth twitched, almost a smile. The doctor came in. I need to run some tests. Can everyone step out for a bit? Alina kissed both her daughters on the forehead. I will be right outside. Dominic hesitated. Then he said, I am glad you are both okay. Isla smiled. Thank you. For the blood. You are welcome. Ivy did not say anything. But she did not tell him to leave either. It was progress. But progress. Dominic and Alina stepped into the hallway. A nurse wheeled a cart into the room. The door closed behind them. They stood in awkward silence. Finally, Alina spoke. You cannot just declare yourself their father and expect everyone to fall in line. I know. Then why did you say it? Because it is true. I am their father, biologically, legally, but not emotionally. Not yet. I know, but I want to be. Wanting is not enough. Then what is? Time, consistency, showing up, even when it is hard, even when they push you away. I can do that. Can you, when a board meeting runs late, when a business trip conflicts, when they tell you they hate you? Dominic met her eyes. Yes, Alina wanted to believe him, but she had been hurt before, by him, by life, by the world. Trusting did not come easy anymore. We will see. Yes, we will. His phone rang. He looked at the screen. Marcus, I need to take this. Go ahead. Dominic walked down the hall, answered. What did you find? Vanessa Hale. She is in New York. Hosting a gala tonight at the plaza. Of course she is. Sir, what is this about? I will explain later. Send me the details. Already done. Dominic hung up, walked back to Alina. She is here. In New York. There is a gala tonight. Are you going? Yes. Dominic, I have to. I need to hear her say it. And what if she does not? She will. How do you know? Because Vanessa never could resist gloating. Alina crossed her arms. Fine, but I am coming with you. No, yes. This affects me too. I deserve to face her. The girls need you here. The girls are stable. The nurses can watch them for a few hours. Alina. Do not Alina me. I am going. Dominic sighed. You are stubborn. I had to be. He could not argue with that. Fine, but we leave at 8, and we do not make a scene. I will make whatever scene I want. Alina. She destroyed my life, Dominic. She took 16 years from you. From us. From our daughters. If I want to make a scene, I will make a damn scene. He almost smiled. There she was. The woman he fell in love with. The fire he thought had been extinguished. It was still there. Buried. But still burning. Okay, make your scene. Thank you. They went back into the girls' room. The tests were finished. Ivy was asleep. Isla was reading a book the nurse had brought her. Mom, can you get me some real food? This hospital stuff is terrible. What do you want? Pizza. Extra cheese. I will see what I can do. Alina grabbed her purse. Dominic, stay with them. I need to run out. You stay. I do not think that is a good idea. Why? Afraid of your own daughters? No. Then stay. Talk to Isla. Let Ivy sleep. I will be back in 20 minutes. Before he could protest, she was gone. Dominic stood in the middle of the room. Isla looked up from her book. She did that on purpose. I know. She wants us to bond. I know. Is it working? Dominic sat down. I do not know. Is it? Isla set her book down. Can I ask you something? Sure. Are you going to stay? In the hospital? No. In our lives. Dominic looked at her, at this girl who was half him and half Alina, who had his eyes, but her mother's kindness, who was giving him a chance he did not deserve. Yes, you say that now. I will say it tomorrow too, and the day after that. What if we do not want you? Then I will wait until you do. That could take years. I have time. Isla smiled. You sound like Mom. Is that a good thing? I think so. From the other bed, Ivy's voice came out groggy. Stop being nice to him, Isla. I thought you were asleep. I was, but you two are loud. Sorry. Ivy opened her eyes, looked at Dominic. You are still here. Your mom asked me to stay. Of course she did. She went to get you pizza. Ivy's expression softened slightly. Extra cheese. That is what she said. Fine. You can stay until the pizza gets here. Then leave. Okay. Ivy closed her eyes again. Isla picked up her book. Dominic sat in the chair. The room was quiet, except for the beeping of the monitors. It was not much. But it was something. Alina returned 30 minutes later with 2 pizzas and sodas. The girls ate. Dominic watched. It was strange, seeing them do something so normal, so mundane. He had missed 16 years of normal, 16 years of pizza nights and homework and laughter. He could not get those years back, but he could start now. After the girls finished eating, the doctor came in. You both need rest. Visiting hours are over. Alina stood. I will be back first thing in the morning. Ivy nodded. Isla hugged her mom. Dominic stood too. I will see you tomorrow. Isla smiled. Okay. Ivy said nothing. They left the hospital together. The night air was cool. The city was alive with lights and noise. Dominic's car was waiting. Do you need a ride? Alina shook her head. I will take the subway. Let me drive you. I am fine, Alina. Please, let me do this one thing. She hesitated, then nodded. Fine. They got in the car. The driver pulled into traffic. Alina gave her address. They rode in silence for a while. Finally, Dominic spoke. You did a good job with them. What? The girls. They are smart, strong, kind. You did a good job. Thank you. I mean it. I know. More silence. Alina. What? I am sorry. For what? For everything. For not fighting for you. For believing the letter. For missing their entire childhood. You did not know. I should have known. I should have felt it. That something was wrong. That you would never leave me like that. You were hurt. People do not think clearly when they are hurt. Still, Dominic, stop apologizing. It does not change anything. I know. But I need you to know that if I had known, if I had any idea you were pregnant, I would have been there. Would you? Yes, even if it meant losing your business, your money, your empire. He did not answer right away. Alina turned to look at him. You hesitate because it is not a fair question. Life is not fair. I learned that a long time ago. Alina, if you had to choose, right now, between your company and your daughters, what would you choose? My daughters, you say that now. I mean it. We will see. The car pulled up in front of a small apartment building in Queens. Alina reached for the door handle. Wait, what? The gala tonight. I will pick you up at 7:30. Fine. And Alina. What? Wear something nice. Vanessa will be dressed to impress. I want her to see what she tried to destroy. Alina almost smiled. Okay. She got out of the car. Dominic watched her walk into the building. Then the car pulled away. He leaned back in his seat, pulled out his phone, looked at the picture of the letter one more time, the forged letter that had destroyed everything. Tonight, Vanessa would answer for it. The rest of the day passed slowly. Dominic went home, showered, changed into a tuxedo. At 7:30, his car pulled up in front of Alina's building. He texted her. I am here. She came out a few minutes later. Dominic's breath caught. She was wearing a simple black dress. Her hair was down. She looked like she did 16 years ago. Beautiful, confident, untouchable. She got in the car, did not look at him. You look beautiful. Thank you. They drove to the plaza. The gala was in full swing. Expensive cars lined the street. Men in tuxedos, women in gowns, champagne and diamonds and false smiles. Dominic helped Alina out of the car. They walked up the steps together. Inside, the ballroom was glittering. Crystal chandeliers, a string quartet, waiters carrying trays of champagne. And there, in the center of it all, was Vanessa Hale. She was wearing a red gown, her blonde hair swept up. She was laughing with a group of investors. Then she saw Dominic. Her smile faltered. He walked straight toward her. Alina followed. Vanessa, his voice was cold. Dominic, what a surprise. She looked at Alina. And you brought a guest. This is Alina Frost. Vanessa's eyes flickered with recognition. Then she smiled. Of course, the one who got away. You know who I am. I know of you. Liar. Excuse me. Alina stepped forward. You know exactly who I am. Because you destroyed my life 16 years ago. The investors around them started to notice. Whispers. Stares. Vanessa's smile tightened. I think you are confused. I am not. You forged a letter. Made Dominic think I left him. Intercepted my calls. My emails. You erased me. That is quite an accusation. It is the truth. Dominic pulled out his phone. Showed Vanessa the picture of the letter. Did you write this? Vanessa barely glanced at it. I have no idea what that is. It is a breakup letter, supposedly from Alina. But she never wrote it. Then who did? You. The ballroom was quiet now. Everyone was watching. Vanessa laughed. This is absurd. Why would I do that? Because you wanted him, Alina said, and I was in your way. Vanessa's mask cracked. Just slightly. You think very highly of yourself. I think you are a liar and a manipulator, and you owe us the truth. I owe you nothing. Dominic stepped closer. Vanessa, I know you did this. Just admit it. Why? So you can feel better about abandoning your little girlfriend. I have daughters. The words came out sharp. Twins. They are 16 years old, and I missed their entire lives because of you. Vanessa's face went pale. You have children. Yes, with her. Yes. Vanessa looked at Alina, then back at Dominic. She did not know. She had orchestrated the breakup, but never followed up, never knew the consequences. First, she started, then stopped. Say it, Dominic demanded. The room was silent, waiting. Vanessa straightened, lifted her chin. Fine. Yes, I wrote the letter. Gasps around the room. I intercepted your calls, your emails. I changed your locks. I made sure she could never reach you. Why? Because you were brilliant, Dominic. But you were broken. She made you weak. I needed you strong, focused. So, you destroyed us. I built you. Everything you have is because of me. I have nothing. I have money. I have buildings. But I do not have a family. I do not have the years I should have had with my daughters. That is unfortunate. But business requires sacrifice. They are not business. They are my children. Children you did not even know existed. Because of you. Vanessa shrugged. I do not regret it. The coldness in her voice was chilling. Alina stepped forward. You should. Why? Look at him. He is a billionaire. A success. With you, he would be nothing. With me, he would be happy. Happiness does not build empires. No, but it builds families, and families last longer than empires. Vanessa laughed. How poetic. Did you rehearse that? Dominic grabbed Vanessa's arm. You need to leave. Now. This is my gala. Not anymore. Security. 2 large men in suits appeared. Escort Miss Hale out. You cannot do this. Watch me. The security guards took Vanessa by the arms. She struggled. You will regret this, Dominic. I already do. I regret ever meeting you. As she was dragged toward the exit, she shouted, If you go back to her, I will destroy you. I will take everything. You already tried. And I survived. The doors closed behind her. The ballroom erupted in whispers. Dominic turned to the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the disruption. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. He took Alina's hand. Let us go. They walked out together, down the steps, into the night. The car was waiting. They got in. Neither of them spoke for a long time. Finally, Alina said, That felt good. It did. She confessed. She did. What now? Now we go back to the hospital. We tell our daughters the truth. And we figure out what comes next. Alina nodded. Okay. The car pulled up to the hospital. They went inside. Up to the 3rd floor. The girls were awake, watching television. You are back. Isla said. We are. How was the gala? Dominic and Alina exchanged a look. Eventful. Dominic said. Ivy muted the television. What happened? We confronted Vanessa. Alina said. Both girls sat up. And, Ivy demanded, and she confessed. She admitted to forging the letter, to intercepting my messages, to keeping us apart. Isla's eyes filled with tears. So it is true. She is the reason. Yes. Ivy's jaw tightened. Where is she now? Gone. I had her removed from the gala. Good. Dominic stepped forward. I know this does not fix anything, but at least now you know I did not abandon you. I did not know you existed. Ivy looked at him. You really did not know. No. And if you had, I would have been there. Every single day. Ivy was quiet. Then she said, "Prove it." "You say you would have been there. Prove it. Starting now." "Okay, how?" "Be here. Tomorrow. And the day after. And the day after that. No excuses. No business trips. No meetings. I can do that." "We will see." Dominic nodded. "You will." Isla wiped her eyes. "Can we start over?" "What do you mean?" "Can we pretend we just met? No anger, no past. Just now." "I would like that." Ivy rolled her eyes. "You are too forgiving, Isla. Maybe. But I am also tired of being angry." Ivy did not respond. But she did not argue either. Alina sat on the edge of Isla's bed. "How are you both feeling?" "Better. The doctor said we can go home in a few days." "Good. Will he be there?" Ivy nodded toward Dominic. "Do you want him to be?" Ivy hesitated. Then, maybe, for a little while. It was the first crack in her armor. Small, but significant. Dominic smiled. "I will be there." The night wore on. Visiting hours ended. Dominic and Alina said goodnight to the girls, walked out together. At the elevator, Alina turned to him. "Thank you." "What?" "For tonight. For confronting her. For fighting. You fought too. I have been fighting for 16 years. I know, and I am sorry I was not there to fight with you. You are here now." "Yes, I am." Elevator doors opened. They stepped inside. Dominic. "Can I ask you something? Anything?" "What happens next?" "With us." He looked at her. "I do not know." "What do you want to happen?" "I do not know either. We could start slow. Dinners, conversations, getting to know each other again, as CO parents, or as more. If you want." Alina's heart skipped. "I do not know if I can trust you again. I understand. But maybe I want to try." Dominic's eyes softened. "I want that too. Slow, very slow." The elevator reached the ground floor. The doors opened. They stepped out into the lobby. "Let me drive you home." "Okay." They got in the car. The drive was quiet, comfortable. When they reached her building, Dominic walked her to the door. "Good night, Alina." "Good night, Dominic." He turned to leave, then stopped. "Alina, yes, I never stopped loving you. Not really. I buried it, tried to forget. But it was always there." Alina's throat tightened. "I know. I felt the same. Maybe we get a second chance. Maybe." He smiled. "Good night. Good night." She went inside. Dominic got back in the car. For the first time in 16 years, he felt something he thought he had lost. Hope. The next few weeks were a blur. The girls were released from the hospital. Dominic visited every day. At first, Ivy kept her distance, but slowly she started to soften, started to ask questions, started to let him in. Isla was easier. She wanted to know everything. His childhood, his favorite books, his fears, his dreams. They talked for hours, and Dominic realized he was learning just as much about himself as she was learning about him. Alina watched from the sidelines, protective, cautious, but hopeful. One night, Dominic invited them all to dinner, not at his penthouse, at a small Italian restaurant in Brooklyn, the kind of place he and Alina used to go when they were young. They sat together, ordered too much food, laughed, told stories. Ivy even smiled. A real smile. "This is nice," Isla said. "It is." Alina agreed. Dominic raised his glass. "To family." Ivy hesitated, then raised hers. "To new beginnings." They clinked glasses, and for the first time, they felt like a family. But the peace did not last long. 2 weeks later, Vanessa filed a lawsuit. Fraud, breach of contract, emotional distress. She wanted controlling interest in Kane Enterprises. Dominic's lawyers were worried. "She has leverage. She could win. Then we fight harder." This could bankrupt you. I do not care. Alina was terrified. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Us becoming a weapon against you. You are not a weapon. Are my family, and Vanessa is using us to destroy you. Let her try. The case went to trial. Vanessa's lawyers were ruthless. They painted Alina as a gold digger, the girls as pawns, Dominic as a fool. But Dominic's team fought back. They presented evidence, the forged letter, the intercepted emails, witness testimony, and then they called a surprise witness, Ivy Frost. Alina panicked. No, she is a minor. I want to. Ivy stood. I want to tell the truth. She walked to the stand, every eye on her. She looked like Dominic, and everyone in the courtroom saw it. Vanessa's lawyer questioned her. Miss Frost, are you aware your mother kept you from your father? My mother did not keep us from anyone. She was kept from him. Convenient timing, contacting him after 16 years. My sister and I almost died. There is nothing convenient about that. Ivy turned to the judge. Your Honor, I am 16. I am not a lawyer, but I know what it feels like to grow up without a father. I also know what it feels like to meet him for the first time in a hospital after he saved my life. And I know what it feels like to learn that a woman destroyed my family before I was even born. She looked at Vanessa. You tried to erase us, but we are still here, and we are stronger because of it. The courtroom erupted. The judge banged his gavel. After reviewing all evidence, I find in favor of the defendant, Dominic Kane. Furthermore, I am referring this case to criminal court for investigation of fraud and forgery. Vanessa's face went white. Her lawyers whispered frantically. Dominic stood. Your Honor, I would like to make a statement. I am establishing the Ivy and Isla Foundation, a non-profit for single parents and children of absent fathers. I am appointing Alina Frost as executive director. Gasps filled the courtroom. Alina stared at him in shock. The judge nodded. Very well. Case dismissed. Vanessa was escorted out, shouting threats. Dominic did not even look back. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. Dominic held up a hand. No comment. He walked to where Alina and the girls were waiting. You did not have to do that. Alina said. Yes, I did. The foundation, the position. You should have asked me first. Would you have said yes? Probably not. Exactly. Alina smiled. You are impossible. I know. Ivy stepped forward. That was intense. You were amazing. I was terrified. You did not show it. Good. I did not want her to see me scared. Dominic put a hand on her shoulder. You are braver than I ever was. Ivy looked up at him. Does this mean you are staying? Yes, even when it gets hard. Especially then. Ivy nodded. Okay, then I guess you are my dad. Dominic's eyes filled with tears. I guess I am. Isla hugged him. Welcome to the family. 3 months later, they had their first real family dinner. Not at a restaurant, not at Dominic's penthouse, at Alina's apartment. Dominic insisted, I want to be part of your world, not pull you into mine. Alina cooked spaghetti. Ivy set the table. Isla played violin. Dominic brought wine and sparkling cider. They sat together, laughed, talked. It was normal, mundane, perfect. After dinner, Alina and Dominic cleaned up. The girls went to their room. Alina, Dominic said, What? I need to ask you something. Okay. Do you think there is a chance for us? Alina set down the dish she was drying. I do not know. That is fair. You broke me, Dominic, even if it was not your fault. I know, and I built myself back up. I am not that girl anymore. I do not want that girl. I want the woman who raised 2 incredible daughters alone. The woman who fought for them every single day. The woman who is standing in front of me right now. Alina's eyes filled with tears. I am scared. Of what? Of believing you. Again. Then do not. Not yet. Just do not close the door. She looked at him. I will not. He smiled. That is enough. Before he left that night, he pinned a note to her door. Thank you for giving me the greatest gift I never knew I had. I will spend the rest of my life being worthy of it. Alina read it, cried, and for the first time in 16 years, she believed in second chances. Months passed. Dominic showed up. Every day, school events, art shows, debate competitions. He was there. Ivy stopped pushing him away, started calling him Dad. Isla painted a family portrait, all four of them, smiling. Together, Alina started to trust again, started to let her walls down. 1 year after the accident, Dominic proposed. Not with a ring, not on one knee. Just a question, will you let me love you again? Alina did not answer right away. She thought about the years of pain, the loneliness, the struggle, but she also thought about the man he had become, the father, the partner. Yes, she said, but slowly, as slow as you need. They got married 2 years later. Small ceremony, just the four of them and a few close friends. Ivy was the maid of honor. Isla walked Alina down the aisle. It was not perfect. They still fought, still had hard days, but they were together, and that was enough. Because real love is not a fairy tale. It is not a lightning strike or a perfect first kiss. It is a choice you make every single day. And Dominic chose them. Alina chose him. The girls chose to forgive. And together, they built something stronger than what was broken. A family. Imperfect, real, and finally, whole. If this story moved you, if it made you believe in second chances and the power of forgiveness, let me know in the comments. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because everyone deserves a story that reminds them that it is never too late to come home. Real love is not chosen for you. It is what you choose, even after everything is broken, especially then.